Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hypothetically, if you were a language, what one would you be?
French.
Why?
Because it's stupid. I hope we don't have any French listeners.
They can't understand us if we do.
They eat snails. Have you ever had escargot?
No.
I have.
Is it good?
Do you like,
Snails? No.
No. If you like snails, then you'll love snails. No, do you like, what is it? Fucking clams?
I've never had clams.
Mussels?
No. Never had them. Not really a British thing.
Because I was going to say, the texture is those.
I've never been to Bubba Gump, so I don't know.
Bubba Gump?
Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Why is that the only seafood option?
Because it's like the one that's in London.
You guys don't have seafood?
We have fish and chips. That's our seafood.
That's so wild. You're an island.
We have sushi as well. Yeah, we're an island, but we're like... There's so many landlocked places in this island.
Yeah, but your country's not that big that, like, you can't fucking export some clams to the Midlands.
I'm not in the Midlands.
No, but I mean in general. Like, that's as far in as you gotta go is the Midlands, right?
The middle of the land, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's just not a thing.
Wow, that's crazy.
Coming in like, actually, it is a thing, you're just dumb. Yes.
Actually, it's been a thing your entire life, you just haven't realized it.
How
many times has that conversation happened?
At least weekly. Like, you think I'd learn, but I don't.
Because it's great because you always say it so definitively. Like, no, we do not do that. We do not have it. It is not a thing here. And then Ellie's like, yeah, we do. You just don't do it.
Yeah, that's the basis of my fucking claim a lot of the time.
But why do you keep saying it so definitively like it's an objective
How do
truth
I not
for the entire
know
country?
what I don't know?
But you can always say, like, I've never had it, but I don't know, we probably have it somewhere. But no,
Because
you just always go to, like, no, we don't do it.
years of living in a country is enough time to get a grasp on what we do and don't do here.
Well, clearly it's not, because you're always wrong.
Well, I'm gonna stop being wrong eventually. Eventually we'll run out of things for me to be wrong about.
You think.
Yes.
But that's not necessarily
We definitively think this.
true. I think it with my big brain.
I have a big brain.
I do
can
have a
see
big
it.
brain. Shut up.
Yes, I am smart.
Hello.
Is anything we've learned through this podcast is that I'm smart.
Yes, and I'm sure that will continue today. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Bitter Chatter. He's Bitter, I'm Chatter, and today we are doing our third round of our favorite thing, Hypotheticals.
You wanted to do this.
I wanted to do this because there's a specific one that's been circulating recently, and I would love to have a discussion, the two of us, about this subject, because just knowing how we tackle even the most mundane of circumstances, I would love to see how this one goes. So for anyone who's not aware, it's not new, by the way, but there's been this recent resurgence of this hypothetical scenario where the original question is you get $10 million. Sometimes it's exaggerated to 10 billion. Sometimes it's cut down
you get
to
$10
$1
million.
million.
Cool.
You get $10 million and immortality. But there is an immortal snail that is hunting you down. And if it touches you, you die. So the scenario is, what do you do? How do you stay away from the snail? What do you do with the money? How do you live your life in this scenario?
This is one of those hypotheticals where you can say you have a solution, but then the asker will add another layer that basically denies that solution of yours. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Right, because the biggest, most popular like house rules on this scenario are that, because everyone's always like, "Oh, put the snail in a jar," it will find its way out of any containment in no more, I should say, than 3 minutes. So containing it, not an option.
It has like an acid trail that can melt through any containment.
It's only looking for you. It does not sleep. It does not eat. It is constantly heading in your direction wherever you are.
Yeah, if there's anything snails are known for, it's sleeping and eating.
It doesn't shit. I don't know if snails shit, but this one
Doesn't do
certainly
his
doesn't.
taxes.
It doesn't have
Doesn't
a family.
play racquetball.
It doesn't go to work.
No, this is its work.
Yes, this is its job, to hunt you down.
Why don't we start with you? Because I always start with these, and you're always like, "Ugh." So how about you start?
What does that mean?
You always like, especially in the second episode, you always really like have a go at me for my answers.
No. I have a go at you when your answers are, I'll just kill everyone in the stadium and make it my home. That's not how life works.
Okay, that's not how life works, no, but we're in a situation where I'm being hunted down by a snail, and I am immortal, and I have $100 million. This isn't life.
This is a
Like-
different scenario than if you were 11 feet tall.
Forgetting that one, then. Jesus Christ, what would you do in the snail question?
Well, so I looked it up, and my math might be wrong here, but it's still a matter
Oh,
of
you're looking at this
years.
from like a pure mathematical standpoint. That's interesting.
Well, because I was looking at like how fast does a snail move, and it's a max speed of like 0.03 miles per hour.
Wow.
So I was like, if it started in my apartment, like right now, it just spawned in my apartment,
It
and
drops in the kitchen.
right, getting away from a snail is not that difficult, right? It's a matter of it's hunting you down. So like, when are you able to rest, right?
You're looking at it like you'll fly to a different part of the world. How long will it take for the snail to get to that part of the world? Right?
Exactly. I did the math of like, if I flew to London as it spawned in my apartment, how long would it take for it to get to London and find me? And it was something around 10 years.
Now, here's the question that I have: how does it get across the bodies of water?
My
Does
imagination
it
of
board
it...
a plane?
No, my thought process is that it slithers the whole way. So it gets to
Under
the
the
coast.
water.
It gets to the coast. It gets to the waterline. It just keeps going.
Like Jason Voorhees.
Right. And it is immortal. So nothing's going to stop it.
Well, I feel like distance only encompasses like flat lines, right? From one place to another. Like the
Right.
ocean
And that's
has
what I was
peaks
saying.
and
Like, my
valleys.
math is not exact there.
So it could take it like 20 years if it hits the Mariana Trench.
Something like that. I have a matter of years. But that's even worse, though, because since I can't do the exact math, I don't know exactly how long I have.
Well, do you want immortality anyway?
Well, see, that's what's funny about it. This scenario originally came up on an episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast years ago. And it just sort of, out of nowhere, came back up online. And it's been going around on TikTok a lot. And the recent interpretation of this trend is people being like, well, avoiding the snail's not difficult, so I could live as long as I want. But then it becomes a matter of, it's now 10,000 years in the future. I've seen countless families of mine live and die, and I'm still here, and now the sun's exploding, and it's just me and the snail. You know what I mean? Like, they're turning into a very existential thing.
Yeah, like surely you just fly once and then fly again and then you'll welcome it.
Maybe. It depends how long you want to go, right? Like,
That's
Do you-
that's a very heavy question.
yeah.
That's another loaded thing in itself.
That's why I kind of wanted to bring it up. It's a very, like,
You decide when you die.
basically.
I don't enjoy that thought.
Well,
Suicide
all right,
by snail.
let's look at it. Let's get away from the existential part, right? How do you
Right,
go
right.
about avoiding the snail? What's your first plan?
You just fly really far away.
But where do you go? What do you do?
You fly to Australia, like
Okay.
just purely based on it's very far away, right?
Sure.
You fly far away from wherever you are now. You set up a life, and then in like 10 years, you just move back to the first place. You just keep going back and forth. That could last however long you want it to. So a really shit game of tennis.
For you, it's not as much of a problem, but I was thinking about the fact that if you're in this scenario and you want to like settle down with a family, you have to pick up your family and move every like decade.
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But
I'll tell him the deal.
listen, we gotta get away from the snail, kids.
This is how I have the money. It was given to me by a snail.
Yes, it was a deal. It was the worst game of tag.
Right.
And
I'm it.
Yes. And with $10 million, you can do a lot. You can invest that, grow your money. Like, you're not stuck with $10 million. Because then you immediately go to like, well, $10 million isn't going to last 1,000 years. But you can make it last.
Now, literally, the boring answer is that you fly far away and then you go back to the original place and then you just welcome the snail when you want to die.
Sure. Do you want to spice up your answer at all there?
I mean...
Because at this point,
trap it.
like, because this is a life where you can do anything. So what do? Keeping in mind that you're being chased by a snail.
Can you pick it out from most snails?
Probably.
Is
but
it
I
like,
guess...
Does it have a hat on? Does it have
That's
like a
never
red
been
shell?
brought up. I guess it's not necessarily a...
How do you know it's the snail that's coming to kill you?
I guess it's not necessarily a standout snail. I guess your only
Or is
way
it
of
like
knowing...
that you just know, like it's a stand user?
No, I guess your only way of knowing is, like, it's coming at you.
Okay, I would commit genocide against all of the snails, and so that I know whenever I see a snail, that's for one.
Well, because, like, if you're walking through the park, right, and you see a snail on a tree, and it's climbing up the tree, that's not the... But if it's going up the tree, that's not the snail, because it's not coming at you.
Alright, so it's only the snail that's looking at you and moving towards you.
Because it is always going towards you.
Right.
It's never going to try and trick you and, like, hide in the bushes, right?
It jumps out with a knife.
No, it is always just slithering in your direction.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
So what do? I live life with my money, and I uproot every 10 years. For however long until I get bored.
Yeah, well, I suppose. How long do you think it'll take you to get
Does the snail
bored?
follow my descendants? Is it like Dio?
No, it's just you.
It's just me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pass on the curse to anyone else?
No.
Hmm.
It's just you.
Okay, then, yeah. My answer is really shit, I'm sorry.
How long do you think you'd go?
Till I don't know. When do I want to die? That's the question you're asking?
Well, because in the spectrum of a normal human life, you get X amount of time to do things, right? But with this, you have as much time as you want. So how many things would you want to do before you call it a day?
I'd probably wait until, like, everyone I know and love is dead. Then there's nothing.
Well, how many... Oh, because you're not really interested in, like, kids, so...
No.
Because I was going to say, how many generations are you willing to stick around and watch?
I'll adopt kids.
Okay.
I'll find one and make it my own.
For some reason, I just got the image of, like, you adopt a kid and then you start just, like, watching generations go by, and you're just, like, the specter of the family that just sits around and makes sure everybody's doing their shit right and nobody becomes an asshole.
That'd be pretty neat.
Something.
I'm a silent guardian in
Yes.
fear of snails.
Their guide to these vast new realities. But I gotta run
Yeah.
away from the snail.
The snail is Ultron.
Basically, that is the scenario, I guess, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd hop around between locations, and then when I want to die, I'll just let it come for me. Just live out my days. Like, and then when I see it, I'll be like, about time. And I just die.
Hello, friend.
Not friend. I wouldn't
Well,
call it a friend.
Is it an enemy?
Yeah, that's the literal definition of what an enemy is, Carmine.
But at that point, when you're embracing it, is it still?
If something's sole mission in life is to murder you, like, regardless of how
Well,
you
it's
feel
not
about it.
murder like that. Like, it doesn't actually have a knife or gun and is going to kill you. It's just going to make contact with you, and then you're done.
Well, what does it do after that? Does it also die?
I think so.
It's on a suicide mission.
That's its purpose.
Right. What a terrible existence. I feel sorry for the snail.
It gets to explore the world, too.
In one way, and then it goes back the same way.
Well, that depends what you do.
I'm going one way, and then I'm going back the same way.
You're not going to, like, go explore all the other places in the world.
No.
Why? You're immortal. You can do whatever you want.
Just because I can doesn't mean I want to.
You really wouldn't want to?
No, obviously I have places I want to go and see, but I'm not gonna like make it a list and like go to, I don't know, Tonga and Christmas Island just because I can.
Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. You always do that whenever I talk about Tonga, so.
Because it's the only quote in my head about Tonga, but it exists, so I gotta say it.
That's my take on the snail question.
All right, fair enough.
What about you?
I mean, I would definitely, like I said, first thing, head to London, stick around for 10 years. I guess
Does anyone else know?
I'll tell the people close to me that I gotta worry about a snail. Hey, you know, if you see a snail, let me know.
But will they believe you?
I guess probably not. Because if someone told me that, I wouldn't believe them.
Right.
That's an
So
interesting
you'd probably
point.
be committed to an asylum, right?
I'll only tell the people I give a shit about. It's not
You
like
just
I'm
play
going
it
up to the
off as,
cops.
Like, those people who are really scared of olives and like buttons.
Right, it's not like I'm
Definitely
going up
afraid
to
of
the...
things.
I'm not going up to the cops like Gi-hun being like, hey, listen, there's this immortal snail following me, but it gave me $10 million, so can you just let me know if a snail comes into town?
They're like, go away.
We're busy, go away.
We don't deal with you.
That's not our
Unless
department.
you pay them, but then that's just an exercise in futility because, as we said, it won't stop.
Right. I'm not
It's
looking
like
for
a
somebody
rock.
to
If you
take
step
the
on it,
snail
just
out.
Yeah.
I just want a warning. Because the worst thing that could happen, right, is you think like, oh, the snail's still not here, whatever, but it turns out it's actually in town, and you just didn't see it, and then you go to bed, and it makes its way into your room at night, and you don't realize it.
Well, then at that point, I'm fucked anyway. Like,
But that's why I'm like, you can always...
there's nothing I can do.
You can always underestimate the time you have.
These were the terms and conditions that we agreed upon when we took the money. You have to make peace with that.
Yes, I'm just saying, if you want to keep living,
I'd stick an LED light on it so that it's always like flashing, so that I know.
You could have somebody do that for you, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here's this big light,
Hey,
Big,
Steve, fix
big-
me up a thing.
big strobe light. Stick it onto that snail for me.
How would you get it on the snail?
Sticky pad. No, it'll fall off when it has to cross a body of water.
I mean, how would you do it? You'd have to get someone else.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it.
No. No, let me just mark this snail so that I know it's the snail. Oh, wait, I'm dead.
I'll spray paint it bright orange.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could just do the bioluminescent, like, paint thing.
Some people are really cruel with this scenario, too, because I saw one comment being like, I just hang out in the salt flats. That way, even though it's going to keep chasing me, it'll be miserable the whole time.
Wow.
It's like-
Implying that snails experience emotions like misery.
I suppose, here's the thing. Immortal doesn't necessarily mean it can't feel pain, right?
It's just a snail, bro. It's not like a dog where it can emote.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
What if snails have their own snail way of emoting?
That's a different question.
Yeah, but you don't know that it can't.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you asking this?
Why do you do this to me?
Why? You know what you're doing, I can tell by the tone.
No, I'm just genuinely saying, like, you don't know that it can't emote, that it can't feel things.
Hang on, no, shut up. What the fuck do you mean you can't tell that a snail can't emote? Have you never seen a snail before?
But I mean, it can't
How does
emote.
a snail telegraph anything? It's a snail.
It can't emote in the ways that we're familiar with, but it probably has its own snail emotions.
Are you gonna learn that?
Maybe, I got time.
Why? It's pointless.
So I can know.
So you can know if it's in pain?
Well, I'm not going to do the salt flats idea. I'm just saying it's an idea
Why
someone
would you
had.
benefit from this added knowledge?
It's just more knowledge in my brain.
It's just something to do.
Yeah.
You're insane.
Maybe, but that's not really the point.
That is exactly the point.
No,
You're a
would you,
weirdo is looking into snail language.
would you want to, like...
Snail whisperer.
in any sort of immortal experience, not necessarily the one with the snail, but in any sort of immortal hypothetical, would you want to be the type of guy that like goes and learns everything?
No, we've discussed that knowing too much can be a bad thing.
I still don't agree with that.
I think if I know too much, there's more to be afraid of.
But doesn't so much of like your fear of space that we just talked about in the last episode, doesn't so much of that come from the not knowing? What if now you got to know? Wouldn't that alleviate the fear?
No, it would amplify the fear.
Why?
Look at this massive black hole that will in 10 million years envelop everything that you know.
Well, just go touch the snail before it happens.
I'm confused. Are we still talking about the snail, or have we moved on?
In any sort of immortal... well, okay. If it's just a general there's no snail immortal scenario, that's one thing. Okay, I totally get you.
Don't want it.
But what about the scenario with the snail, where you have an out?
I don't know. What is the question?
Would you want to learn all the things you could learn?
No.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
But
I want
why?
to be dumb. I want ignorance is bliss.
You just want to be an immortal loser?
Hey! Harsh.
Like an immortal... You just know nothing.
Fuck off, I know things.
Nothing additional.
We're always learning.
So then what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not gonna go and learn the entire works of theoretical physics and understand compound fractures.
Why not, though?
Because I don't need to, and I don't want to. I want to play Pokemon.
Here's what I'm getting at. Eventually, you're gonna get bored with Pokemon.
No.
I think you will.
They'll keep making games, bro.
I know you. You will.
Then I'll go play Resident Evil.
You'll get bored with that. What I'm saying is, eventually...
I'll go play Final Fantasy.
Eventually, you're gonna...
I'll go play Minecraft.
You're gonna run out of the things
I'll go play Animal Crossing.
Shut up. You're gonna eventually get bored with the things you do now. So what I'm saying is, if you expand your knowledge, you can increase the radius of things you can do and prolong your boredom. Not prolong.
Why?
Postpone your boredom.
Why are you, pushing this on me?
I'm just saying it's an option, and I'm curious why you're refusing it.
Because it's as simple as I don't want it.
Okay.
Can you understand at a base level the idea of not wanting to do something?
Yes, but I'm trying to say to you, what happens when you get bored with what you're doing now, and then you want to do something new?
And I find something new.
But that's the core of what I'm talking about.
But then I stop to the point where I'm comfortable.
Wait,
I
what?
don't do too many new things.
No, I'm not saying do it all at once. I'm saying you're immortal now over the course of however long you want to do it for.
Eventually, I'll stop thinking.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's what happened to the man.
The one man who went and froze.
The Pillar Man.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
He stopped thinking because he was floating as a rock in the void of space. It's a different thing.
If you were a rock in space, what would you do?
Stop thinking.
Right. Not much you can do.
But if I'm a person still on Earth, think about it. With immortality, you could learn as much as you need to help fix the fucking world.
What if I don't want to do that?
Then don't. But you could. I'm just saying.
Right. I know that I could. I right now could go out and do anything. Am I going to? No. Just because I can doesn't mean I want to. Nor do I have to.
I don't think there has ever been a sentence that encapsulates the essence of you as much as that. I could go do anything. Will I? No.
Do you understand what I mean, though? I don't think you do. I feel like
No, I
feel
do.
Like I'm talking
get
to a dog here.
I get not wanting to do it, but what I'm just trying to get.
But what I'm saying is, do you want to do it?
No,
No.
you fucking fuck. What I'm talking about is boredom, because I know you and I know you'll get bored.
Yes, boredom is a part of humanity. You just have to deal with it.
But
I'd go get a job. What am I not... What? I feel like I'm not understanding, but I know that I am. What are you trying to say? What about my answers are not satisfactory?
it's the fact that you keep saying, like, I'll just deal with being bored when that's such an avoidable thing in this hypothetical scenario. Like, so easily
what if I
avoidable.
don't care?
You
What
just
if I
want to
don't
be
care about
bored?
being- No, who wants to be bored? What I'm saying is like any negative thing in your life, it happens and you have to deal with it.
But you're presented with a hypothetical where you can avoid it and you don't have to deal with it. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, then I go and learn something.
That's what I'm talking about!
What is your problem then?
My problem is it took until this point for you to realize what I'm saying!
No, I'm still sticking to my guns and that I will not learn literally everything over the course of the rest of human existence. That's too much knowledge.
Why is it too much, though? This is a different question than the boredom thing. Why is it too much?
Knowing too much is a bad thing.
Why?
Because it's too much.
But you're placing an
There's more-
arbitrary measurement on that. Why is it too much?
There's more to be scared of. There's more that you don't want to know, but you know it
But
now because you know it.
I feel like this is the difference between our stances on this and our perspective on this, because I feel like if you learn about it and you understand it, then you won't be afraid of it.
No, just because I know how brain aneurysms work doesn't mean I'm not any less scared of having a fucking brain aneurysm.
But but it's not some mysterious thing that could just randomly happen to you. You'll understand the circumstances of it, and you could avoid that.
You can't avoid aneurysms.
People do it all the
That's
time.
the point. What? What do you mean? No, they don't.
If people were unable to avoid aneurysms, then they'd just be happening constantly.
Do you know what an aneurysm is?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because it sounds like you're pretending that you know.
Okay, yes, maybe they're spontaneous, but it's spontaneous now. Like, what does learning about it change it?
Exactly.
But what?
We should move on to another question, because this is just getting nowhere. We're going in a circle here, and I don't like it.
I wonder if people listening to us talk about concepts like this ever just have a moment where it's like, I'm just so lost. I don't know what they're saying anymore.
I'm like that now. Let alone our audience, our
Like,
friends.
you just like
I'm
get the
like it
brain
now.
fog listening to a concept you don't understand.
This is background noise while our friends are doing something else. If you've actually been listening and paying attention to this conversation, I'm fucking sorry.
I feel like if it's background noise and then they tune back in and then they just hear us be like, well, aneurysms are spontaneous now. What's wrong with learning about them? And you're like, yes. And I'm like, what? Like, that's more confusing.
All right. Here's a question.
Give me.
What would happen
Yes.
if there was an advertisement that explained a thing that was good?
Well, assuming there's no snail chasing us and rushing the process, it probably sounds like this.
Sorry!
But that's just a thought.
I disagree on a surface level.
I don't think learning about this product makes me any less afraid of the product.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Was mathematics invented or discovered?
I feel like I heard a definitive answer to this, but I don't remember what it was, and I want to say it was invented. Like, I feel like math is something that we made so that we could reason with ourselves how things work, but it's not a discovery of how things work. It's like a language that translates how things work.
Like, numbers are invented,
Right.
but the things that the numbers describe are then discovered.
Sorta, yeah. That's kind of what I'm
Like,
getting
if you get
at.
like a graph, if you get like a bar chart of something, you can discover a correlation or a trend or a theory, right?
Yeah.
The way it's evoked is through the invention of Numbers.
Yes. Yeah, that's essentially it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, long story short, math was invented. So for
Who
every
invented
kid,
math?
his name was Gary Mathman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
I wonder though, because that's something that probably we don't have a name for, right? Because that's probably something like ancient Egyptians and shit were part of.
It wasn't just one man then. It was
Yeah.
like a community.
It had to have been, right? Archimedes
Like
is known
Mensa?
as the father of mathematics.
Right.
All that shit I was just saying, and I Google who invented math. This
Wow.
guy, Archimedes.
Okay.
No, but this just says he's the father of mathematics. I don't know that necessarily
Who was
means,
his father?
geometry.
Mr. Geometry.
Yeah. Mathematician.
Geometry Archimedes.
History. How about that? History of mathematics can be seen as ever increasing. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I mean, shit. They have something from Babylon from like 1800 BC that looks like math. So, I think what the first thing I said was more accurate. Who invented zero?
We did.
Brahmagupta, a Hindu astronomer.
Wait, space?
Well, it says astronomer and mathematician.
Did he look in the telescope and he saw zero up by the moon?
In the year 628.
How does it have such an accurate timestamp?
I have no idea.
The year 628?
His symbol to
Fuck
depict...
me, what else happened then?
In 627, they just didn't know how to have nothing.
Right. It's like a meme of the number zero was invented in 628. People before 627 were like, hey, how many things do you have there?
I don't
Less
know.
than one. Less than one.
His symbol to depict the numeral was a dot underneath a number. How does that work?
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't stick around.
Yeah. How does a dot underneath like a 7 mean 0?
Here's another question for you.
Yeah.
Has anyone really been far even has decided to use even go want to do look more like?
No.
Elaborate on that. No.
Because why do we call it oven when you out hot the food in the cold food? I don't remember how it goes.
When you out hot for cold food?
Have you seen that one?
No?
Okay, hold on. I gotta find the actual how it goes. Why do we call it?
Which do you most can't the least?
0.
Why would you can most least when decided to far more?
Well, because the snail.
Could Spider-Man beat Luke Skywalker in a fight? Think about it.
Probably.
What is the difference between the Force and Spidey sense?
Well, the Force has like a telekinetic property to it.
Spider sense, he knows.
Yeah, Spider
the
Sense
Force
is just
is real.
a thing's coming.
Wall crawling.
Also, I found
like...
I found the oven thing, so it's. I don't know if it originated from this Garfield panel, but that's where I always see it.
Garfield?
It's a panel of Garfield where John is taking something out. He's either taking something out of the oven or putting something in, a lasagna, I assume. And Garfield's looking at him, and John's just looking at Garfield, and he just says, "Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food?"
That is a good question. I don't know.
And it's just the fucking best, and I love it.
I think Spider-Man could beat Luke Skywalker in a fight.
Okay, no. It came from a copy pasta first, and then it was edited into a Garfield strip, so okay.
Can you pay attention?
Yeah, what, you think Spider-Man could beat Luke Skywalker?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Do you?
Yeah, because, I mean, he's so fucking strong.
Yeah.
And cool.
But then Luke has the Force.
Luke has the Force, and, like, okay, sure, he can, like, lift up Spider-Man, but, like, the webs.
Web's lightsaber cut through web.
Yeah, but then web up the lightsaber.
No.
Take it from him.
What?
Use web, take saber.
Use Force, take back saber.
But strong Spider-Man is holding on to saber.
Is Spider-Man stronger than the Force?
Probably.
What do you mean probably?
He's pretty
It's not a
fucking strong.
quantifiable thing.
Well, because no, all right, the Force, like, Luke was, like, struggling to we're gonna have one of these fucking discussions. I can't believe this. Luke was, like, struggling to lift up that shit, the X-Wing with the Force, right? Remember that?
Right, remember when Spider-Man, like, caught Bucky's arm?
Yeah. He's way fucking stronger than that.
But that's, like, mental strength.
Sure. But when we're doing
Physical
a,
strength.
like, when we're talking about
If you just punch Luke Skywalker in the head, he's gonna fall down.
yes,
like-
and if you punch him with a Spider-Man fist, he'll probably die.
No.
That's a very strong punch.
Yeah, but it's still, like, Luke Skywalker.
What does that mean? He has a titanium head?
No, he's the main character.
So? So is
Plot
Spider-Man.
armor. He has plot armor.
Yeah, but we're talking. This isn't a fucking narrative. We're talking about just a fight between these two characters.
Oh, it's completely realistic. There's no narrative.
Yes, you have to talk about the realistic implications of using the Force versus Spidey senses.
That's like what Stan Lee said. It's like, who would win in a fight between these two heroes? He goes,
Depends who writes it.
Whoever I would write to win, yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Okay,
very
here's a
true.
question. When snow melts, where does the white go?
What?
It's snow.
Yeah.
When it melts, where does the white color go?
Well, technically, it's not truly white to begin with.
Huh?
Snowflakes are a bunch of clear crystals.
But snow is white.
Yeah, but that's a trick of the light.
No, it's
It's the way the
No.
light reflects off of the crystals.
But it makes it white.
Right, but so it's essentially the
So
answer
where does
is,
the white go?
essentially the answer is when those crystals melt down and just become a liquid, the light's not reflecting off of it the same way. So the white just goes away.
But where does it go?
In your heart. There's no answer to that.
It's like that thing of like, where did deleted text messages go?
Oh. Huh. Huh.
Right? Yeah.
No, that one makes my brain hurt, actually.
Where do they go?
Where does deleted, like, cyber info go?
Same way Avdol went.
Yeah, I guess. Does it just get voided out of existence? It must be, right? That must be all it is, right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Okay, apply that to snow.
That is where the
Okay.
white goes, yes.
Right, it's the same. Yeah.
Because they're not. There's the light doesn't have the same surface to reflect off of, so it's gone. I might be a little wrong on the science behind that, but that's essentially the concept.
That's how you understand it.
Yeah. Snowflakes are not white inherently.
Bit racist, but okay.
They're not black either, if that helps.
Whoa, hey! Easy.
They're not any shade? They're literally translucent?
Okay.
What if people
Larry's not white.
What if people
Larry's
were clear?
Larry Bird. Clear.
Yeah, what if people were just see-through?
What, like the Invisible Man?
No, like your skin was clear.
So I could see your organs?
Yes.
Ew.
Well, if that was just the way
Gross.
the world is, you wouldn't think it's gross.
But that isn't the way the world is.
Right, but what I'm saying is imagine living a life
the
where that
people.
was just the way it was forever, your whole life.
Well, then I wouldn't think it was gross.
Right. I'm just saying what would be different in the world.
Nothing?
Nothing.
What do you think would be different? You pose a question. You seem to know. Like,
You don't
what
think
be
it would
different?
have any implications on racism?
No. Racism is inherent to the human condition. Like, heart shape. Or lung shape.
Oh, you're saying they'd find new things to be racist about.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Look at this guy with his long femurs.
Yeah. With his shopping bags.
Shopping bags?
I don't know. I'm just trying to create a stereotype out of nothing.
Oh, you fucking long legs.
Okay, the devil.
Excuse me?
Are you with me so far?
I suppose.
The devil comes to you with an offer.
Okay.
It's a credit card with infinite money.
Uh-huh.
In exchange, you have to write down the name of a specific real person that you have met in real life in Satan's notebook with your own blood. That person will then drop dead from a heart attack within the next 24 hours.
And then that's it? That's the end of the deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Who are you killing?
I've met
You
some
murderer.
real fucking pieces of work in my life.
Do you know their name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck me then. Alright, Jesus. Didn't realize I was speaking to a sociopath. Alright, fine.
It's not like I have a lot of people like this, but I can find
You
one.
think people deserve death because they were an asshole to you?
Not just an asshole to me. They are bad people.
Right, you've met, I don't know, who have you met?
Yeah, I'll just say their real name right here on air.
If you could meet anyone, who would it be?
George Tinkleton.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why?
He invented the hamster wheel.
Did he really?
Who invented the hamster wheel? Let's Google this real quick.
Stop, shut the fuck up.
Why?
So dumb. You're so stupid.
Kevin Woolfolk of Normal, Illinois.
Normal? There's a place called Normal?
There's a place called Normal, Illinois, and that's where Kevin Woolfolk invented the hamster workout wheel.
Wow. How normal?
I want to meet him.
Why?
I want to ask what made him think of it. Was it just the fact that he lived in Normal,
He looked at a
Illinois?
hamster and was like, what if wheel?
Oh, God. I just love that there's a place called Normal, Illinois.
What's abnormal about normal? The existence of a normal implies the existence of an abnormal.
Where is Abnormal, Illinois?
Not even Illinois. There's just somewhere. It's like twin cities, you know?
Like in Minnesota.
Yeah?
The Twin Cities.
What?
St. Paul and Minneapolis. They're twin cities. That's their thing. They are the Twin Cities.
Oh.
The capital of Minnesota is St. Paul, and it's right next to a river. On the other side of that river is Minneapolis.
There's a genie. And he comes to you. And he
love how
gives
you
you
just-
a coin.
You just completely stop me. You just move on, and you're just like, I cannot let this continue. I'm just going to start a new thought.
The genie comes to you and he gives you a coin.
Yeah.
You can choose to either flip or not flip the coin.
Okay.
If it lands on heads, you get stuck in an endless loop of the worst day of your life, and you're immortal.
Oh.
If it lands on tails, you get infinite wishes from the genie. Do you flip?
No.
Why not?
That's 50% too high of a risk to just relive the worst day of my life forever.
The worst day of your life so far.
That's a scenario. What if it's a day you haven't even actually experienced yet?
What if it's the day all of your family died?
Right, like something so bad it hasn't even actually happened yet.
Nah, that's too many infinitely unsettling possibilities. Let's just
Yeah.
focus on the worst day that has happened to you.
I still wouldn't do it.
If you could even quantify it.
I don't think I would do that.
What meets the requirements of it being the worst day of your life?
Misery index.
Misery Index.
Yeah,
That sounds like a band.
it does. You want to start a band called Misery? It probably already exists.
Probably, and it's probably all really sad people.
To Google. Misery index.
Here's a thought. Would
There is a band
losing
called
the coin-
Misery Index.
Yeah,
You want to guess what a song is called?
help.
There's a song called Naysayer.
Adding on to this question.
There's a song called You Lose.
Adding on to this question. Would losing this coin flip not make it the worst day of your life?
Darren Morris plays guitar. Adam Jarvis is on drums. What was the question?
I really do apologize for just the way that he is. Like, I cannot, like, help it. It's just what happens. I try my best, but it just doesn't work sometimes.
What was the question?
Never mind,
No,
asshole.
what was the question?
No,
I'm listening now,
you're
the
too dumb
phone's away.
to
I'm
understand.
listening.
No, you're not smart enough to comprehend it.
Would losing something change something?
Landing heads means you live the worst day of your life forever, right?
Yeah.
Would this day that this happens not then become the worst day of your life? Because this happened.
Oh, I mean, that's like a...
So what happens? Divide by 0. You're in both portals. Oh.
Yeah, right? No, I don't know. I think it has to be a previous day.
Okay. What is the worst day of your life?
I actually don't think I know off the top of my head. I just know that it
Exactly.
sucked.
So like, how do you quantify it?
Well, I know that it sucked, and I don't want to do that forever.
What if
Yeah.
Marvel just put Batman into a couple of their films in like a major role, and they just decided to pay all of the fines that they would face?
I mean, would it even be restricted to just fines?
Could they do that?
I don't think they could do that. I think the movie has to get, like, taken down.
But what if they paid money to make it go up?
And elevate it. I guess technically that's allowed, right? So if as long as you pay them, it just then that just becomes the question of like they wouldn't do it because it's not worth it. Because then I think all the money, or at least a lot of the money, has to go to DC.
If they knew about it beforehand, and they like sued to shut down the production, then they would pay that off. Disney has infinite money, basically.
Yeah, but I think with that, you probably still get like the court order to be like, you can't make the movie.
But who's gonna like stop them? Unless
The
you physically
law.
go there and hold them at gunpoint.
Yeah, I think at that point you could send cops and be like, you can't make this movie.
Get the Batman out of here.
You're under arrest.
You're under arrest for Batman.
For making Batman.
What if they made it, but just never distributed it? What if they put it in like a safe somewhere?
I suppose there's nothing illegal about that if you don't distribute
Right.
it.
Yeah, what if they just made an entire movie where the entirety of Marvel and DC are both in the movie? We just can't see it.
Here's an actual question. Do you ever think that we will get a collaboration between Marvel and DC for a movie? Where they like make a deal, split the profits 50-50. Let's do a big crossover movie?
Nah, never.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely.
I will definitely say it's never happening ever.
I'd be very shocked if it ever did.
Right.
But it's cool.
What would happen? Batman and Iron Man would high five.
Superman would kill everybody.
It reminds me of the actual like real movie that's been made but won't be released for 100 years.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
John Malkovich was in it.
What is this?
It's a movie that was made by like a whiskey company.
Uh-huh.
100 Years. That's the name of the movie. It's upcoming, believe it or not.
When did they make it?
It is 2015.
Oh, so we've got a ways to go.
We're never going to see it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The movie you'll never see. That's the tagline. It's set to be released on November 28th, 2115.
I wonder why they did that.
Well, for 100 years span, it matches the time it takes for a bottle of Louis XIII cognac to be properly aged before it's released to consumers.
So it's a big commercial.
100 Years is apparently a short film. It is written by John Malkovich, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Rodriguez states in a 2019 interview, I was making several short films for them, and I finished that one first. We shot that one first. I thought that was going to be a commercial or something. And then I showed them a movie, and they said, yeah, that's great, that's great. That's the one we lock away. And I said, what? That's the one you lock away? What about the other one with the future? No, that's the commercial. The one I was most attached to was the one they locked away.
Wow.
While details of the film have been kept highly secret, the names and roles of 3 actors have been released. John Malkovich, Shuya Chang, and Marco Zaror.
Oh, I thought you were telling me the name of the character that John Malkovich played was Shuya Chang, and I'm like, what?
No, Shuya Chang is a Chinese actress.
Yes, okay.
They're credited as the male protagonist, the female protagonist, and the antagonist, respectively.
Well, okay.
It's being kept in a high-tech safe behind bulletproof glass that will open automatically on November 18th, 2115, the day of the premiere.
Wow.
1,000 guests from around the world, including Malkovich and Rodriguez, have received a pair of invitation tickets made out of metal for the premiere, which they can hand down to their descendants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, hey, John, come see this movie, you'll be dead before it's out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and a song made by Pharrell will be released in 2117.
Why?
Because it's just what they do at, at Louis XIII Cognac Company.
Is there anything that someone did before?
Do you think this is, like, real, or do you think it's just an advertisement? Because I hope that it's real, but at the same time, we literally have zero evidence, and it's never going to be seen by us.
Yeah. That is true.
It doesn't work as an advertisement to me, but I don't drink anyway, so I don't know.
It sounds like
the existence of this does not affect my consumption of cognac.
That's true. The song I definitely believe is real. I think the movie's probably real too, but I do believe it's just going to be a big commercial.
Who's to say that humanity will even be around by then?
It's true. I wonder if anything was made almost 100 years ago that anyone's going to put out anytime soon that we'll actually get to fucking see.
Well, there's stuff from 100 years ago that was made and just was released, and we still have it, so...
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Well, this situation, I'm going to assume, has never been done before.
Well, that sucks.
Yes.
Because I want to see something
big
that's 100
questions
years
for
old
me, then?
new.
Well, you're going to have to either live to this time or just sit on it.
I'm going to have to live to the age of 120.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Uh-huh.
Although, people do say that that's not going to be so impossible by the time we get there.
Do you want it?
It depends. If I'm able to function, then yes. If I'm just a sack of skin, then no.
A sack of skin.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
No. No, I don't.
Yeah, just sitting there, bunch of bones.
A bunch of bones. It's like the pug without any bones on TikTok.
Today, was today a Bones Day? Do you know?
What?
Yesterday was a Bones Day.
What are you on about?
You just referenced the pug and you don't know about Bones or No Bones Day?
No.
How do you know about the pug but not know about this?
I know the pug exists because I've seen it be tweeted about.
Okay, so there's this guy, I don't follow him, I don't know his name, I'm sorry, but he has a 13-year-old pug, and every morning, the pug is sitting in its little dog bed, and he gently lifts it up onto its feet, and then he lets go, and sees if the pug continues to stand up or lays right back down. If it stands up, it's a Bones Day. If it goes back down, it's a No Bones Day. A Bones Day is like a good day. It's like, all right, awesome. Treat yourself to something nice. Go do something productive. It's a good day. A No Bones Day is like, all right, take a day off, lay in bed. Don't worry about it. It's a No Bones Day. It's a bad day.
How?
Everyone knows it doesn't really mean anything, but it's a fun thing that people have turned into their morning tradition. Like, ooh, I wonder if today's a Bones Day.
Humans are fucking weird.
Yes, we are.
We're all weird and strange.
You've got to have something like, well, maybe not like that, but something where it's like, yeah, it doesn't actually make sense, but I enjoy it.
This show. Okay, what would you do if you're just in your room and then suddenly another you pops in?
All right. Is it...
What would you do?
What is he doing?
He's just standing there and he's confused as to why he's here now.
So he sees me and he's confused, and I'm seeing him and I'm confused.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
And then you point at each other like Spider-Man.
Well, first I would ask if he's here to kill me.
If he's not,
Then I would try.
he doesn't know why he's here.
What, he just spawned outside my door and then walked in?
No, he spawns in the room.
Oh. Well, then I have no qualms about knowing which one's the real me, because I know it's me in that case.
Are you sure?
If he just popped into existence, then yes, I'm very sure.
Well, what if he came from like a parallel universe where he's the real you?
Well, now he's
And
here.
you're just like, you're a fake.
Well, now
You've
he's...
grown in a lab and you've been implanted with fake memories that are actually his.
No, he's the one that just popped into my room out of nowhere. He's not the real one.
That's what they want you to think.
No, that's him lying to me to try and survive, because he thinks I'm going to kill him.
That's not him telling you this. That's me telling you this, as the scientist that created you.
So then shoot me in the head.
What? Oh, wow. Okay, you just don't want to live anymore?
You're telling me I'm a fabrication. No, I don't.
No, you're real, but all your memories, like your origin story, is manufactured, but...
Right. That means I'm a fabrication.
No, you're not a fabrication.
I'm an invent.
You're real.
I'm a construct.
No, you're a real, tangible person.
But nothing about my life is real.
Yeah, it is. You lived it.
You
It
literally
happened.
just said all my memories are fake.
No, not all of them, just the ones about your birth. Let's just say you don't remember as far back as, like, further beyond the age of 7.
Why did we
Like,
add
just
this
say-
layer to this? Why did we add he popped into my room and yet I'm the one that was made in the lab?
You questioned it. You
Because
questioned
he
if you were
popped
the
into my
real one.
room!
Yes, he might... Okay, let's say he was exiled from this universe, because war crimes, and then, like, his sentence was up and he came back.
What?
What?
So he's from
What
here.
part do you need explaining?
He's from here, committed war crimes, was...
Not literally war crimes, but he was exiled for something.
Well, what was he exiled for?
War crimes. No, he thought exile was really a salad.
See, now that's believable.
So then he got exiled into a different universe.
So does that mean...
Where he had
Alright,
to
so
live out
that
his
means
punishment.
some omnipotent force that has the power to exile people out of a
yeah.
out of a universe is you.
Yeah.
Because you're the only person that would do that for that.
What does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean?
What are you saying I'm spiteful?
Yeah.
I'll remember that next time I'm doing the weekly exiles.
I have completely lost where this situation is.
If you were just you existed,
Yeah.
but then an identical copy of you just pops into your bedroom, what do? What happens?
I'd cry.
You would cry.
Would you not?
Just immediately.
Would you not?
No trying to grasp what the situation is. No, like, poking him to see if he's real. You would just straight up like...
Yeah, like a toddler that stubbed my toe.
You wouldn't try and figure out this situation? You just cry?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do after you're done crying?
What would you do?
What would I do? Okay, ask me the question.
All right, you're sitting in your room, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're playing Pokemon.
Okay, which one?
Crystal.
Okay, what's my team?
Your go-to team.
Which is?
I don't know. That's up to you.
You're not a very
decide.
good friend.
You have never...
You don't know my go-to team?
I know you have an Espeon.
Yeah? Which starter do I pick?
Chikorita?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I give a Meganium.
Yeah.
What do I use as my water type?
Shut the fuck up. So you're playing Pokemon, and
Right.
you're in your room, and then just
room?
suddenly you hear pop, and there's another you standing there, looking very confused,
Does he look exactly like me?
exactly like you. Everything about you, about him.
Is that like if I cut my arm off, would his arm immediately drop
No,
off?
no, no. You're
or
not.
is it like...
You're not tethered in that way, but as
Right.
you exist in the moment he popped in, that's how he is.
So he was created at this point. He hasn't come from anywhere.
Right, and he has all the same memories you do.
He has all the same memories as me, and yet he just started existing.
Yes,
How does that work?
because it's his. They literally copy pasted you and your entire fucking framework and the inner parts of your mind, and pasted it in a different part of the room. And he's very confused, and so are you. What do you
How do
know?
I know I'm the real me? He thinks he's the real
Well,
me?
you saw him pop into existence, so that's one clue.
Well, from his perspective, he probably just saw me pop into existence along with everything else.
Well, where does this
Because
conversation...
he has all of my memories, right? So he's been living the same existence as same as me up until this point, right?
So where does the conversation go from here?
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty confused.
Why?
You just popped in on my bed.
Nah, you just popped in. I'm over there.
Huh.
You want to go get pizza?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And we just live out a peaceful existence. I have a twin now.
Yeah, okay. Alright. That's a good ending, I suppose.
Right, yeah. See? You always overcomplicate these things. It's just a simple question.
No, but I call bullshit. If you genuinely saw an identical you pop into existence right before your very eyes, you would not be that calm about it. I call bullshit.
What would you think I would do?
You would freak the fuck out.
Would I?
Yes. You don't like space. Because it's
But
big.
But I'm the one who came up with this question, so it's not like an entirely alien concept.
But it's...
Like, say if
it's
this would have happened to me tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, it's like that one conversation.
But it's an entirely fictional conversation. If it happened in front of you, you would not be that calm about it.
Okay, so everything before now was fictional. This is real life.
What?
You said all that previous discussion. That was not real. That was, giggles and japes. Now the situation is real.
Okay, so if you genuinely saw an identical you pop into existence in your room, what would you do?
Hello.
I call bullshit.
Why?
You wouldn't be that calm about it.
me.
You don't know I'm capable of.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
What if Scott Steiner just appeared in your room?
I'd be like, huh?
He just pops in the first instance. Just, huh?
Everybody wants to know where I come from.
What universe I spawned out of?
What is your answer to this question, then? We've gone through my answer. My legitimate answer.
I don't believe it.
What you believe and what are real are two fundamentally different things. So
No,
theoretically,
in this instance, I don't think they are.
if another you was to pop in, what would you do?
Well, I'd ask him what he's doing here.
What would he reply?
You tell me.
No, this is you.
Why would I know? This is a different
This is-
me.
No, it's not a different you. It's as we've discussed. It's you, like with all the memories up until this point. Carbon copy, Control C, Control V. You know you better than anyone. What would you do?
All right. I'm not going to try and nitpick the exact exchange of the conversation because that's going to make my brain hurt. But assuming he is not there to hurt me,
Would
I'll
his
probably-
first instinct be to hurt you?
I assume not.
What would your first instinct be? Would it be to hurt him?
No.
Well, then he wouldn't hurt you, because you're the same.
It would just be very confusing and upsetting.
Would your mind break?
Maybe.
It's like an
I feel like
ant
it's
looking at a
happening
circuit
now.
board. Hey, what? I'm a nice guy.
What does that have to do with it?
I'm a nice guy I have pleasant conversations with.
That has nothing to do with the snail.
What are you saying? What are you saying about me?
I'm not saying anything about you. What are you talking? Why did you come up in this?
You're attacking my character now.
I'm not.
You literally were like, oh, I wouldn't enjoy this conversation.
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
You said, would my mind break? And I said, yeah, probably. And then I said, I think it's happening now.
Because of a conversation that we're having now.
That's a lot of inference on your end, buddy. That's not what I said.
Don't try and gaslight me.
It's not what I said.
It's what you meant.
You can't tell me what I meant. You don't know me. We
don't
just established
know me.
that I know me better than you know me.
You don't know.
That's you
what
gaslighting
I'm
me.
inferring.
This conversation got weird. What would you do if there was a zipper on your dick?
I'd be like, hey, Bruno, what's up?
Like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's in there. But there's
Can
a
I
zipper
ask
there.
questions?
Huh?
Would you answer the questions that I ask?
I didn't hear any... I think Discord cut you out. What were the questions?
Well, what happens? When I unzip it, what do I see?
You don't know.
But do you know?
No. Nobody
It's
knows.
not a very good question if you don't know.
No, it's the unknown. It's the question of an unknown.
But then let's figure out and know it.
But that's the whole crux of the question is you don't know what's going to happen when you unzip it.
But I can't give a reasonable answer if I don't have all of the information.
It's like the genie one. You don't know where it's going to land,
There's a 50-50
but you have to make your
chance of that.
decision. You have to make your decision based on the unknown.
It's not an unknown, it's two knowns.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
I can 50-50 it. You telling me to 50-50 what's in the zipper?
No.
Like there's two options?
No. You don't know what's going to happen.
Well, then I
Do you
don't
touch
enjoy
it?
the
Do you leave it
question.
alone?
I have to know.
So you're going to unzip it?
Yeah, then what happens?
There's a little surprise inside.
What is the surprise?
It's a little gift.
Gift wrapped?
Yeah.
Who put it there?
Oh.
When you ask a hypothetical, the genuine consensus is that you know what it is.
That is bullshit.
Huh?
I have had so many people ask me hypotheticals that go nowhere.
Like when?
In fucking middle school, I had a friend named Felipe that did that all the time. Did you just laugh at his name?
This is funny to me that you have a specific instance of a person doing this.
Yes! Many times to me.
What would he do? What would he say?
What was the fucking worst one that he did? He asked me one about a genie, but it was like, you have to stick to the standard conditions or something. He said something vague like that, and I'm like, well, what is that?
Oh, like the Aladdin rules, yeah?
No, but I asked, like, what are the standard conditions? And he just kept saying shit like, the conditions. The ones that are standard. Shit like that. And I'm like, but what is it? What are the rules of the fucking genie, Felipe? And he's just like, the standard conditions. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Standard conditions mean he can't kill anyone, he can't bring people back from the dead.
But he
can't
wouldn't
make anyone
say
fall in
that.
love.
He wouldn't actually say that.
But you know it, because that's what they are.
But I can't know it because that's not what he was saying to me.
What do you mean you can't know it? You just repeated it to me and I knew it.
But you're just guessing. That's not what he meant.
What did he mean then?
I don't know what he meant. That's the part that frustrated me.
I was hoping we get to this point.
God, I hate shit like that.
No, you don't.
I do. Don't fucking gaslight me.
Half of this episode is just gaslighting each other. It's great.
It's fucking insane.
We should gaslight our audience. You went to the fucking email.
Yeah, you already sent us an email. Go find it. You sent
You
it to
didn't,
bitterchatterpodcast@gmail.com.
Do it.
What did it say? You tell me.
You write it and then you send it to us.
No, they already wrote it.
What?
They have to write us an email now telling us what they wrote before.
We have an email?
It's... No.
Oh, you're lying then.
Yes.
How terrible.
Is this how gaslighting works?
You can find us on social media. as
Yes,
well.
at Bitter Chat Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We also have a Discord server. It is Bitter Chatters Chatter. And we also have merch. You can go to redbubble.com/people/bitterchatter. No, I forgot what it was for a split second. I got it though. redbubble.com/people/bitterchatpod. You know what happened?
For socials.
You know what happened there in my brain? I was about to say people/the supla. And then I realized that wasn't right. And then my brain just stopped working.
Oh my god.
We have someone that we want to shout out. Because for people that may not have noticed, there is a feature, thanks to the lovely people at Anchor, where you can directly support the podcast, sort of like how Patreon works. And we have our first supporter. That was your cue to come in and say who it is.
We have a supporter!
You were supposed to say who it is.
His name is Void Storm.
Yes, that's his Twitter handle?
Yes.
There you go. So shout out to Void Storm. If you want to support the podcast directly like that, we would very much appreciate it. Let us know a social that you want us to shout out, and we will absolutely do that. So
You are absolutely credited as an executive producer.
yeah, yes,
This is how it works. So if you have any ideas for the direction of a podcast,
yeah. Let us know.
anything you want us to talk about,
It's
if you want to
it's
give
like
us money.
shareholders. It's like shareholders in a company.
board of directors,
Yes,
but we can choose to ignore if we want to,
you're the VIPs.
at the risk of financial ruin.
But no, in all seriousness, thank you, Voidstorm, for the
Yes.
very kind contribution. And
Thank you very much.
we've never mentioned it before because it was one of those things where it's like we don't want to push it because you don't have to do it. But the fact that someone did it without us even saying it is like super cool. So we want to reward that. So shout out to Voidstorm. And if you want to support as well, we will shout you out as well. So
Exactly. Anything you want, within reason.
yes. And then we also have our own personal socials that we're going to shout out now. And Brooks, you do yours first.
My name is Strayborn. I am on Twitter and on TikTok. I have probably tweeted a bit in the last week.
Oh yeah, we have to kind of break the fourth wall a little bit there. This episode has been recorded immediately after the last episode that went out with the Halloween special. So
It's a double bill.
Not really any room for new tweets since then, but
We'll pretend. I tweeted, Felipe the Bumble. B.
I like the idea. The way you said that is like there's one tweet that says Felipe the Bumble, and then there's a reply tweet that says B with a question mark.
That's what I'm gonna have to do now, isn't it? No, it's what I've already done.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Spooky.
That was last week.
I know, but it's even scarier.
Not
than
an hour
actually-
ago.
And then I have socials as well. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It's all the same handle. It's at @thatguy_Carmine. I've probably also tweeted something since then. I think I tweeted something along the lines of hummus for gummus.
You're not gonna remember to do that.
I'm gonna do it right the fuck now, smart guy.
No, you can't. It's too early.
Oh shit! It's not then now yet.
Yes.
Shit.
What?
I have to set a reminder to tweet hummus for gummus.
Days of future past.
We're in the future now, but it's the present for you, which makes
We're outside
us,
the Citadel at the end of time.
which makes us the past.
You can hear the lightning crack. It's a multiverse.
Yeah, that means that right now, in New Jersey, someone is doing witch stuff, and it's red.
I like red.
Yeah, I like it
Bye,
too.
everybody.
It's my favorite color.
See you next time.
Yeah, this is not the ending I expected, but it's a good one.
It's one we've got.
It's the one we deserve.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it smells bad too.
Bad ending.
Start over.
It sound right, boy.